Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. The NFL Kid here. Today I'm doing a podcast video with my father. We're talking about NFL topics, discussion, podcast type thing. So yeah, if you like talking about NFL stuff, you can stick around and watch this video because it's a high quality video, and all my videos are high quality. So
well, Antonio, we have a lot of really great games this week.
Yeah, we do.
And
so we're gonna go through the list, and we're gonna.
But as you know, I think it's important to recognize the fact that we are at week 14.
14, yeah.
There's only 3 weeks. There's only 3 games left for most of these teams. A lot of crucial matchups that are going to determine who makes the playoffs and who is left out and who goes home.
Yep.
So we have some great games, some very important matchups.
Yep. And as you see in the green screen at the top, we have a green screen here. As you can see in the corner screen here, we have this paper that we have right here, so you can see for yourselves the matchups and stuff. So
So what do you think? I have a question for you. What do you think is the most important game on the schedule this week? The one that has the most playoff implications?
I would say Denver at San Diego. Because San Diego is, what, 7-5?
So they're on the bubble.
Yeah, and so is Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco, alright, but yeah.
Well, you know what my game of the week is?
What?
Is Dallas against Philadelphia, because those are two teams
those games,
in the same division fighting for that top spot.
Alright, yeah.
And that could really
determine the playoffs.
That could determine who gets the top seed,
who gets the wild
seed,
card,
who gets home field advantage.
Yeah.
So that, I think, listeners pay attention to that game. Should be a great game.
Alright, so we're going to start out with Arizona Cardinals at St. Louis Rams. The final score was 12 to 6.
I think Arizona's going to win that one.
The game is already over.
Oh, well, I picked well, didn't I?
12 to 6 was the final score of that game. It was kind of, I watched part of it, but
now, was it true that Arizona's down to the third-string quarterback?
They are down to the third-string quarterback, not Drew Stanton. He got a knee injury. He's questionable. I don't even know his name.
I never heard of him before. I think they found him under a rock somewhere.
Yeah.
But will Drew Stanton be back next week?
That's a question we need to talk about. I mean, Drew Stanton, I don't know, because he's questionable for the next game.
Well, they said he was questionable to come back into this game. I don't know if they've even evaluated for...
Because he can barely put weight on his leg.
No weight on his leg.
And just talking about the third-string quarterback, the third-string quarterback has had 0 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Really?
Yeah. They showed that.
Arizona I think Arizona's in trouble with Stanton.
And with their third-string.
And they're even in more trouble.
With their third-string quarterback. So,
but they got to win tonight.
Yeah.
Big win.
And St. Louis is now 5-8, I think.
I think they're out of the playoff picture.
Yeah, they're down.
But they could be a spoiler. The Seahawks play them later, so.
And I also will be talking about later of why I think St. Louis Rams will beat the Seattle Seahawks at home. I'll be talking about that in just a minute. All right, next game we have Pittsburgh Steelers at Atlanta Falcons. What do you think about that game?
Well, Atlanta is
struggling.
They are struggling, but they are in a playoff spot right now. Even though I don't know what their record is, 5-8 or something like that.
I think it's 3-8.
No, they're not 3-8. We should have that information here next time. We'll have that information.
We'll have that information. We'll have the records.
We're not really quite prepared here, but I think in this case Pittsburgh is going to take this game. It's going to be close. It's in Atlanta. Atlanta's desperate for a win, but I think the Steelers are just better.
Ben Roethlisberger. They got Antonio Brown. I agree with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh will win that game. All right, next game we have Jacksonville Jaguars at Baltimore Ravens. Jacksonville is struggling right now. They're 2-11. And Baltimore Ravens, they're okay. They're 7-5. I'm pretty sure I'm correct about that. So I'm Jacksonville not doing well. I can't take Jacksonville. I take Baltimore because Joe Flacco and his offense and Justin Forsett. And, yeah, I take
Baltimore is a 14.5-point favorite according to Las Vegas. I think if you're playing this straight up, folks, Baltimore's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Go for it. Put all your money down on Baltimore. But please, don't bet. I'm just joking.
All right, next game.
Gambling.
Next game we got Green Bay Packers at the Buffalo Bills. Now, Buffalo is mediocre, I would say. I mean, they're not like desperately struggling like some other teams, but they're not doing great. So, and Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers is having a very good season this season. He's doing
you could argue that Green Bay may be the hottest team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, because they're listed one of the best, I think.
They're putting things together.
So I'm taking Green Bay.
I go with Green Bay as well.
All right, next we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Carolina Panthers. These teams are both struggling. It could go either way, I think. I really think it could go either way. I don't even know the Tampa Bay quarterback. Cam Newton's not doing very well. I'll take the Bucs on this one.
Well, I don't know if you heard about this stuff, because sometimes you don't follow things too closely, but Cam Newton was in a car accident yesterday.
I heard about that.
And he's not going to play this Sunday. And he's got some issues with his back. It's the same thing that Tony Romo has. So he might be able to be back next week. But this week he's out of the game. I think I'm going to take a roll on Tampa Bay myself.
I think Tampa Bay Bucs are going to win that game. Next game we got Cincinnati Bengals at Cleveland Browns. Did they say? I'm not sure. I think Johnny Manziel will not be starting for this game.
Oh, he will be starting.
Oh, he will be starting.
He will be getting his first start. Johnny football.
All right.
It'll be a game to watch. It'll be exciting. I don't know if they're going to win or if he's going to play well, but it should be quite a spectacle.
And Cincinnati has Andy Dalton, and Cleveland Browns have Johnny Manziel. We got AJ Green. What team are you going to take? Yeah.
Well, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to rally behind Johnny Manziel, and I think they're going to come out with a victory. I
disagree. I think Cincinnati Bengals will come out with a victory. They got Andy Dalton. They got the good offense. I think they'll take the win in this one.
We'll just have to agree to disagree.
All right. Houston Texans at Indianapolis Colts. Now, let me tell you something. Texans actually were the worst team last year, and they've actually done pretty well this season. I'm surprised at how well they have done. They won all three of their games when they first started the season. And Indianapolis Colts, what do you think about Indianapolis?
Yeah, they're a solid team. They're playing well. Houston, if they could play J.J. Watt at every position, I think they'd be. I don't think anyone could beat him. J.J. Watt on defense, J.J. Watt on offense, J.J. Watt at quarterback. I mean, I'm going to take an upset here. I think Houston's going to go in there and going to beat the Colts.
All right, I take the Houston Texans as well. All right, next game we got Oakland Raiders at Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Oakland, they're doing okay. I think they've won 3 games. They've beat pretty hard teams. They beat Kansas City, and they beat I think they won 2. They also beat the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know if the 49ers are a very hard team.
No, but
that's a different story.
I'm actually gonna go with Oakland Raiders. I really think
Raiders. Well,
they're tough.
I'm gonna beg to disagree with you, and I'm gonna stick with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they need a victory. I think they're gonna get it, and they're not gonna mess around with the Raiders. It's at home, and they usually hold serve at home.
All right.
So I'm gonna agree, disagree.
All right. Next game we got Miami Dolphins at New England Patriots. Last time the Patriots played the Miami Dolphins was week 1, and Patriots actually lost. But Miami, they're looking okay. They're I don't know how good Ryan Tannehill's been doing, but I mean Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks ever. Julian Edelman, Gronk, the high-powered offense of the New England Patriots. I'm taking New England.
New England lost their last game. Is that right?
They lost to Green Bay. Yep.
Was that on Thursday night?
No, Thursday night. Yep.
They lost, so I think they really need to get back on track here, and I do think they will. They'll right the ship. They're back at home, and I think they'll do well against the Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins are very good.
Yeah,
so
sorry, Isaac.
I'm taking New England in that one.
All right, and then next game we got Washington Redskins at New York Giants. Now, both of these teams are definitely not playoff teams. They are both mediocre and kind of struggling. So I'm New York Giants, Eli Manning. He's thrown a lot of interceptions, but they do have Odell Beckham Jr.
Who did they beat last week? They had a pretty good win last week, didn't they? The Giants?
Giants?
Remember who they beat last week?
No, I did not.
I don't. It was they beat someone pretty good.
All right.
But the Redskins, they're a train wreck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Jeez. All right.
So who do you take in that
I'm
game?
taking the Giants. It's in New York. So
I'm taking the Giants as well.
Yeah. All right, next game we got Denver Broncos at San Diego Chargers. Now this is going to be a big game, folks. Very big game. What do you think about that game, Jim?
It's in San Diego. I'm gonna go for the upset here, and I think San Diego is gonna take Denver. They need a victory, and I think they're gonna be hungry for it.
All right. Well, I disagree with my father, and I'm going with Denver Broncos. Eli Manning and Peyton Manning and his offense. I think they're just gonna pound the San Diego defense and just pound them. I'm going with Denver Broncos.
Well, Antonio, we're gonna have to agree to
Disagree. Next game, we got New York Jets at Tennessee Titans. My second favorite team, the New York Jets, will be playing against the Tennessee Titans. What do you think about this game?
Both teams are kind of down here. They're really two teams going nowhere.
Yeah.
This is I don't know. I'm thinking that even though the Jets are out of it, they seem to have a little spark to their play. They seem to have a fight in them.
Percy Harvin,
Eric
Decker,
Geno Smith, Eric Decker. I think they're trying to prove a point. They seem to be working hard. I think good things will eventually come for them. The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, they lost Jake Locker. I think he's benched now.
Yeah, they're in disarray. So
I'm taking.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Jets are going to take it.
All right. The next game we got Minnesota Vikings at Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, a very good team. What do you think about this game? I think Minnesota's struggling.
They're not showing much this year.
They did go out with a victory goal against New York last week, though. I mean, it was
against the Jets.
Yeah, against the Jets.
They beat the Jets last week. Yeah, I just think the Detroit needs this game. I think Detroit's a much better team. And
they got a good offense.
They're at home. I think they're going to win it.
All right, next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, I think this game is interesting. I think that this really could be the end of the Jim Harbaugh era in San Francisco, or Santa Clara, actually. They are the Santa Clara 49ers. And, they're really hanging on by a thread. But sometimes when you when you back a dog into a corner, they just fight like crazy. So that's the one thing that may happen here is, will the 49ers really fight to the death, or are they just going to roll over? Are they already done? Do we need to stick a fork in them? I don't really know what's going to happen, but I don't think it matters. I think the Seahawks
are going to come.
Actually, it's not. It says Seahawks at 49ers. It actually is at Seattle. It's the home field advantage. Kaepernick has never done well. He's never done well in Seattle, and
he always targets his favorite receiver, Richard Sherman, by the way.
I think he's completed more passes to Richard Sherman than about anyone else on the team in the last couple of games. So I think this is the demise of San Francisco. I think they're going to continue to lose a few more games. Jim Harbaugh is going to be gone at the end of the season.
They're out of the playoffs.
And they're not going to make the playoffs. And they're really going to clean house down there. And they're going to get rid of some of their old players. They need to retool. And they're going to start over. So you heard it here first.
Seattle Seahawks. All right, next game we got Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia Eagles. Oof, tough game.
It's a very tough game. Very, very tough game.
I don't know.
Both teams fighting for a top seed in the playoffs. It's in Philadelphia, and I do feel like this is all about the home field in this case. And I do feel like Philadelphia is gonna come with a victory here.
I'm gonna go with Dallas Cowboys. I really think that Dallas will win this game. They got a high-powered offense. Next game, we got New Orleans Saints at Chicago Bears. These teams are not. I thought they would be way better this season. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams have been disappointing. Some people thought they were going to be pretty good. They ended up, they had a few good games. They've just been really inconsistent. They've had a few clunkers.
Yep.
You never know what you're going to get out of both these teams. So
I'm going to go.
You might as well flip a coin on this one.
I'm going to go with New Orleans.
I'll go with the Bears. I think they're at home, and maybe that'll give them a little bit of edge.
Hard. Yeah, so this ends our podcast part 1 today. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you watched this whole video, I want to thank you guys all for being here. This was really fun. We talked about a lot of stuff here. Also, guys, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And thanks for my dad for spending a lot of his time.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Oh yeah, go Dogs and go Hawks. And also, guys, Thanks for being here. And also, if you haven't seen my previous video, link in the description. And if you want to subscribe and become a player today, you can go and subscribe. Because I'm just awesome. So, yeah. Also, guys, thanks for stopping by. And as always, I say, go!